No, a
People
goddamn person.
People listen to us.
Oh, they do?
They,
Hi. Thanks for listening then.
hey, no problem. I was wondering if you guys could use some more banter.
Oh, I'm sure there's people out there with absolutely nothing else to do.
I don't know about that.
4 of them.
4. There's 4
there's
people.
just 4 of us sitting right here.
We need one of those. What is those? Not. I almost slipped on my own words there.
Today, Junior.
Oh, I was gonna say like a band of people like that follow us around, but it's just to the house.
Groupies.
A cult.
Yeah, but not like groupies though. Just a bunch of people that follow us to the
Puck
house,
bunnies.
and then they watch us do the podcast. Like they're all excited
Through
like,
that little window
through
right
the
there.
small window.
Like
So-
like puck bunnies.
Yeah.
Like on the Today Show, where they're out the window and they're waving and there's no camera. Or holding
Once
a
on
sign.
the sign up, yeah. I went to the podcast and all I got was this lousy T-shirt.
And they didn't even get it to me. I had to pay for it.
Hey, we gotta make money somehow.
Yeah. We're not witch here, guys.
Hey, what's another way they can give us money, Vance?
Right off the bat, huh?
Man, we're plugging it early.
I mean, they could just drop it off at my house.
New Year cash money.
Like a drug deal. You got the stuff.
Well, it'll be like a nice crack dealer. Like, how you doing today?
They're not nice people. Crack dealers. They're not.
Remember
They
Talladega
could be.
Nights? He's like, I think I'm gonna deal crack, but I'll be like a nice crack dealer.
Oh man, well, you don't like. Why don't you like spaghetti, Nick?
I don't either. So.
Why don't
know.
you like spaghetti?
Ugh.
You came from an Italian family.
Hey,
An Italian family.
I prefer like butter noodles
What the
He
fuck?
eats
You?
that
meatballs
too.
and like Parmesan cheese. Like
Ugh.
that's the pasta.
Gross.
That's the pasta.
That's the
But-
daddy.
But Paschetti is just I just can't.
Not
I'm
Paschetti.
5.
You're not 10.
Paschetti.
I like
Spaghetti.
white clam
Spaghettis.
sauce, and I like Alfredo sauce and pesto
Alfredo's
sauce.
nasty.
Alfredo.
I like SpaghettiOs.
delicious.
Does that count?
No.
I make a pretty good homemade Alfredo
Oh,
sauce.
he makes a bangerang Alfredo sauce. Like Rufio shows up from
All right,
the dead and
Skrillex.
everything.
No. That's
No,
from Hook.
Hook, get out.
I know. I'm just saying. You know, it's a more
Let's attack
recent.
Nick.
There's the door.
Let's attack Nick for his differences.
Drink your coffee and shut it down.
Shut it down, Starbucks.
Did you make that?
No, I didn't.
I don't even make my own coffee.
No way to go to public access on that one. He's like, no, I didn't.
No.
Spaghetti's amazing. It's
No.
cheap and it fills you up and it's just.
I like
good
to
stuff.
rub it in my hair when I've had a rough day. What do you think holds it up, Slick?
Well, you are a pasta licker.
Yep.
I do lick the pasta.
He does like the pasta.
Oh, speaking of pasta, my dad made this incredible pasta last night.
What was in it?
Shrimp,
Spaghetti.
and it had those like round noodles. You know those like rubber things that you poke it and then
Gnocchis?
It
Yeah, you're talking about
yeah.
gnocchi?
No, not those.
No,
Not
no,
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 not-
gnocchi.
not no-
No.
That's really hard to say.
No,
Not gnocchi.
Gnocchi.
But it had like those round, like flat noodles. They're kind of domed a little bit. But you know those like rubber things that we used to play with as kids, where you poke it down.
Oh yeah,
and it
the
launches
half a
back
ball.
up? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember those.
The noodles look like that. I don't know what they're called, and then it had shrimp and kale in it,
I don't think I've ever seen those.
and then
noodles.
like olive oil.
You had me until
Torch
kale.
Holy
You don't like kale?
Ooh, yummy.
I don't think
It's
Yeah,
kind of
but
tasteless.
cooked kale, you can't taste it. You just
Yeah.
get the texture, which
Can't
is
really
still kind
taste
of
like
weird,
regular
but-
kale. I did buy some blueberries and some blackberries though. Ooh, girl, I'm gonna put a hurting on those
We
tonight.
Blackberries are so good.
we found
They
a
were on
vegetable
sale.
called kohlrabi.
Yeah, Brandon eats those.
We never had
Perfect
it until we bought it at the farmers market down the street there
Yeah,
last summer.
They're white.
They're fucking delicious.
I've never had one.
It's better for you than a potato. And
Potato.
So the guy that we bought it from,
Taters,
Vance
eh?
was doing Vinny was doing keto at the time, and I'm like, yeah, we looked this up online
Is
to
that
the guy that
caveman
was
diet?
no, that's paleo.
Oh, paleo. I get them all
it's
mixed up.
The guy that was selling them, I was kind of just chatting with him, and it was like, yeah, he's doing the keto diet. He's like, or no, I said something like, oh, they're good for diabetes, and he's doing keto. He's like, oh, he's got keto diabetes.
Now I have diabetes.
Yep. I'm like, yeah, you can't beat it. It's really hard.
Keto diabetes.
Yeah.
Diabetes.
I'm like, yeah, just here's my money. Just go away.
Check your blood sugar.
It's like one
Check
way-
it often.
Was that a Vine? with the like
Diabetes.
really wise cat.
Yeah.
The really old looking
Yeah.
cat, and it's just like diabetes.
Because he looks like Wilford.
Yeah,
Brimley.
Wilford Brimley, the Quick Roads guy.
When we went to get our glasses, mine were
Vans is sick again, by the way.
mine were
He's
more
still sick.
like the more
Very
expensive
true.
glasses, but they cost us less. And Natalie asked the lady, she's like, not that I'm complaining, but why is that? And she's like, well, because he's diabetic, we coded them differently. And I just yelled out, thanks, mayonnaise.
Oh my god, they lost their minds behind the counter. That shit, they were laughing so hard.
Thanks, mayonnaise.
Well, they took like another like $300 off. I'm like, sweet, he's gonna lose his feet one day, but we got cheap glasses.
Mayonnaise was my favorite treat until they had to cut off my feet.
Vance is gonna be the guy like in Wall-E, where he's just in the chair that floats around.
We wrote a song once. It went like, mayonnaise. I put mayonnaise on fajitas until it gave me diabetes.
Oh my god.
Him and Tristan did it.
It's a condiment.
They would just sing it when we lived at the apartment. They would just sit there and sing that for like hours.
That must have been fun to hear.
And then they would talk like Mike Tyson
That's the best.
for hours.
I'm sorry, talking like Mike Tyson just brightens your
Yeah.
day.
It does.
Kith.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. I don't know though. I don't know. I think it's fun.
I can't do it because
Can
I'm
you do it?
sick.
Yeah,
But
say yours
normally
gonna sound-
my
yeah,
Tyson's pretty
his
good.
Tyson's usually real good. He gets like my eyeliner and puts a face tattoo on and just goes all
Wow.
out.
You go the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
With your
Fucking
Mike
hot
Tyson
fluff on it.
impression.
Hawthorne on it. Pet dragon.
It's a pet dragon.
It's my dragon on my face.
I'm gonna immortalize them. No, Mr. Tyson, you said that you were gonna eat his children.
Did you see the meme of him? Colin Kaepernick did the whole Nike bullshit thing, and everybody got all pissed. And the logo said, "Believe in something, even if it costs everything." And it's just him in a black and white picture.
Yeah.
It said Nike. There's one of Mike Tyson, and it's black and white. It says, "Believe in something, even if it costs everything." It was fucking great.
There's a picture online that's got Mike Tyson in the Kiss makeup, and it says Kith.
There's another one that's it's Mike Tyson. It says Mike Tyson who comes to visit on Christmas, and it's got a picture of Santa Claus.
Cloth.
Sandy
Claus.
Claus.
I like it. It's kind of cloth.
I got it just now. Oh man, I don't know. I like spaghetti, and I like doing Mike Tyson impressions. That's just me though. But
What do you like to do on Prussians?
yeah, sometimes I'm not very good at them.
Do you
People
ever
What's
say
your
too
worst
much.
one?
Do you ever get vomit on your sweater
Mom's spaghetti?
when you eat spaghetti?
No,
Okay.
Oh, from throwing it up because it's gross.
no, because he's talking about the Eminem song. That
Oh.
I was
What'd you
trying to indulge him in, but
Well,
missed the
thanks,
mark.
Dan.
I was
No,
like,
you
yeah,
know,
he
I
really
tried.
doesn't like it. He throws
Vomit on
up
my
on him.
sweater already. Mom's spaghetti.
Mom's spaghetti.
Mom's
What? Did he really throw up his mom's
Balls
spaghetti?
are sweaty.
No,
No.
that's not how it goes.
knees weak.
I like those
palms
cups that are called
sweaty.
Yetis. I can do it too, Eminem.
But he's a rap god.
Oh yeah, I'm not. I'm a rap goddess.
I got F.
See you on the teeth.
See you on the teeth off, Cindy.
Super duper.
What's my worst impression?
Yeah.
You guys want to know my worst impression? Germans,
Yeah,
apparently.
Germans. You're really good at Spanish people, though.
I
You nailed that
guess.
shit.
God,
No, my Spanish accent sounds German.
Some Spanish people emailed us like, "Is that my cousin?"
is that my cousin? That's kind of I don't know. I don't feel right
That
doing
wasn't
that.
great.
He's the first person ever to say, "Give me a Guinness, Holmes."
That's Irish.
Guinness?
Guinness is Irish
Yeah.
beer.
Is it?
Fuck, I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't
It
drink
is.
beer.
I used
so
to
don't know.
bartend, so I know it's Ireland because, like, I was a bartender
Oh my god.
and I would serve some beer.
How many?
Give me a Stein, essay.
Dynasty?
9. Holmes.
That's kind of almost German there. You kind of went.
Nine.
You went angry German.
See, I can do German if I'm like yelling, but I
well,
don't want to yell.
that's because
into
you
the
learned
mic.
all of your stuff from Hitler.
Yeah, exactly.
Follower.
Or Dr. Richtofen from Zombies.
Zombies.
Call of Duty.
Oh.
Oh,
Ugh.
I wouldn't know.
I hate
I
that
wouldn't
game.
know.
He
I've
gets-
never played
He
it.
gets mad and wants to yell no in German, and he says nueve.
Nueve!
You're doing it.
There goes the dog almost.
No, she didn't do it.
I forgot about the knocking rule. I'm sorry, guys.
She's been doing really good. We've been training her.
Yeah, you guys have been doing well with the little shock collar, but you're not really shocking her.
Yep, I'm not shocking her. I'm just showing her the
Showing
remote.
her, she's like,
Stop.
oh, shit.
It's like, okay. It's actually works
little
out
poops
pretty
come
great.
out and her tail goes between her legs.
Yeah, because we don't want to hurt her. Obviously,
What
she's my
tail?
snuggle love muffins. She's got little nubbins.
Yeah, she has a nub tail.
She got a little hot dog.
You want to take this outside? She got a cocktail wiener. Speaking of, we had some bomb ass New Year's food. Oh my god, we made alfresco
did.
appetizers, girl.
You guys made hors d'oeuvres,
Yeah,
and I wasn't invited.
I think you invited.
They made
let's
hors
see,
d'oeuvres.
Hold on.
Last 3
Hold
holidays
on.
we've invited
Let's
you to.
see here, Daniel.
And you,
Where has
Even
been
I
Dan?
was there.
you were there?
Yeah.
No, you weren't.
He's like, no. You should have went like that.
God, I fucking
This
love
means
hors
yes.
d'oeuvres.
Go
Those are
along
Oh,
with it.
amazing.
girl,
Go along with it.
me and the kids, or the kids and I, we made. They picked most of the
Wait till you
menu.
hear all this.
We made hamburger rotelli dip, brown sugar bacon wrapped little smokies, keto cheddar bay biscuits.
Yeah.
Nick's taking this shit.
We had cookies, deviled eggs. Oh, and I found this recipe
You
because
lost me at deviled eggs. I'm out.
Yeah. I'm with that.
no, we made these
smell
jalapeno
like
popper
Dan's
wraps. Oh, those are the best thing on the menu. We made pickle wraps,
Pickle wraps are good. I like
Swedish
the way you guys make 'em.
meatballs.
Did you do the pickle pinwheels?
No, because I did the jalapeno popper pinwheels, and those are fucking banging,
Jalapeno
right?
popper pinwheels.
Jalapeno
that
popper
sounds so
Say
pinwheels.
that 3
They
times
were
fast.
so good. We were just smashing those. I'm like, this is my favorite thing.
I made jalapeno popper pinwheels, Patty.
Precisely.
Purposely.
You took a couple weeks off for the break, so we're back now. So thanks
I
for
was,
the.
I was thinking I was going to get over being sick, but apparently this
No.
is a lifelong illness.
Oh no!
It's been 2 months.
It's weird because he's like, I'm trying to get over this, and he takes like his cold medicine. But then at night, I see him like wiping like boogery tissues in his eyes and like licking this little like plate of germs. He's like, trying to get over it.
You ever seen that GIF of the online? It's like from a comedy show in Sweden. This guy throws this like dirty like.
It's a GIF.
It's a GIF.
It's Jif.
Oh,
It's GIF.
it's
The guy
GIF.
who created it said it's pronounced Jif.
Well,
so
it's
I'm
not
going with that.
GIF. It's
I've asked
GIF.
Brandon before,
Like
and
the
he
peanut
said
butter.
GIF, I thought.
Oh,
Brandon's-
And Brandon's
Brandon's perfect. So
you guys can all go ride your giraffe.
We should call Brandon.
yeah, but there is a difference between a garage. It's not a garage.
That's because it comes with an
There's
A
a
after
Gerard.
Well, whatever. You guys don't know about grammar and stuff. You guys don't be knowing about that grammar and stuff.
it. Giraffe starts with a G-I, and
Shouldn't-
garage starts with a G-A.
Shouldn't leave a prep.
Today's word is garage,
Brought to you by the letter G.
but there.
and in Spanish, garaje.
See, you do know. You know more about. You
I
should.
know Spanish.
Do
A
you
little
really?
bit.
Like
A s-
like.
a
Okay,
smidgen.
so this is on the internet, so we know it's true. It says the debate over how to pronounce GIF stands for Graphics Interchange Format reemerged this week when Stephen Will Height, I'm probably saying that wrong, the inventor of widely used web illustration, declared should be pronounced GIF, like the peanut butter,
Boom.
rather than GIF, like.
But it's graphic,
Get
not
wrecked.
But
graphic.
the inventor wants it to be called GIF.
Yeah. The guy,
And
who,
this was from
him.
the guy
2013.
who created it said
I don't care.
GIF.
I don't care. I'm calling it GIF.
You know what I
GIF.
don't care about?
That's
my
like
soda.
that's like meme though.
That's my soda.
Oh, now it's all shaken,
I
not
know,
stirred.
just make
Not
sure the lid was
stirred.
on all the way.
No, that's like
You're a jerk.
that's
both
like
of you.
meme. It looks like
we gotta squid
maymays.
it out.
It's
We gotta
me-
squid it out.
It's just meme.
I know, but I was used to call them maymays.
They're celebrating the
They're
shake.
not listening.
They're shaking of my soda. Those jerks.
Now it's all flats.
Why are you staring at me? Stop staring at me. Vance has a picture on his desktop that's Cartman screaming, and it says, "I hate Dan."
Can you do Cartman
I
and
hate
say
you,
it?
Dan.
Oh my god!
It's,
Can you
it's
say
a
I
little more
hate Dan?
personal.
I hate you, Dan. What?
It says I hate you, Dan.
I don't.
Not-
I'm trying to get back to the point where I don't know my worst impression. I don't. I
yeah.
don't know what the word. I don't know. I have over 150, and I don't know.
You have 150.
I have 150.
I
You
can't
keep
do
a list?
any right now.
That's because you suck.
Who was
Morning.
that?
Chris, Not Christopher Walken.
Yeah,
Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, I got it. Nailed it.
Marty.
Okay, do some more so we can guess.
Okay. Oh yeah, you want me to do that? But you'll know by what they're saying. Is like the John Lithgow. You have to go.
I would have known that until you guys started talking about it.
Yeah, because it's from Harry and the
I
Hendersons.
mean, it's been a long time.
My Christopher Walken kind of sucks.
Those are empty calories.
What are?
Sugar cubes. Don't feed him sugar
Oh,
cubes.
okay.
Those are empty
Yeah.
calories.
God damn, I love that movie. You know what movie I was thinking about today?
Right.
Cable Guy. The best movie in the world.
Nice. We've talked about that on here, and absolutely it is.
Perfectionist.
Perfectionist.
I love the basketball scene, man.
When he's
Don't you want somebody to love? Oh.
Oh. Oh, hey guys.
Hi.
We have an audience listening to us right now.
What's up?
Nothing. What's up?
What's up?
This is the Don't Look Under the Bed podcast. Podcast for all things comedy and horror. And I'm one of your impressionist hosts, Dan Wonder. Next to me is
Natalie Rocky Loves Emily Rose.
next to her
You
is
do it too.
This is Vinny. I'm tired of being sick, Rose.
next to me again is
The Spanish-German Nicholas Myers.
there's a cat that's eating
One
my
more
hand.
fist bump. Check
That's
this
Addie
out.
Collins. She's your
this
your
out. Fist bump.
niece.
Just do that with your fist. Let me see it.
What are they doing?
Am I gonna
Oh,
get
that's
sick?
No, you're not.
something on my computer.
TIE Fighter.
Oh my god.
That's a good Star Trek reference.
Hey, get out.
I was kidding. Oh God.
She knows it's
Jeez.
from Spaceballs. Jesus.
Oh, God,
today we've got
Spaceballs
a
is
show
so good.
for you.
We do.
Kinda. Is
Boy,
that what
have
we're
we
doing?
got a show for you.
Natalie, what is our show about today?
I did this research a long time ago, so I have no idea what's inside, but it's called Cannibalism.
Ooh, cannibalism.
The art of fine dining.
Dan's going to look for a girlfriend with a voice just like this.
You know, if she was
Sup?
cute and treated me well, I would take it.
At this point, yeah.
Hey, that's not fair.
Well,
that,
no,
that was
no.
an add-on joke that
The
I
same
didn't,
for me. Like,
I didn't approve.
I don't care.
I'm glad you
I don't,
love me.
I don't care if she walked up to me and was like, "Hey, sweetheart, you want some of this tuna?"
I mean, if she looks good, you know.
Wait,
Why is
why do
she
you
carrying around tuna?
We
Where are you?
Many questions about this woman.
She could have a beard that goes clear down to a dick.
She could be smoking like 4 cigarettes at the same time and just walk up and be like, "Hey, toots."
That's an expensive habit if
You
you're doing
want some
4 at a
cigarettes?
time.
That's probably my best impression. It's
No,
pretty good.
that was
chain
Your
smoker
future
lady.
girlfriend?
good. Yeah.
Yes.
Hey,
You kind of sound like Harvey Firestein, but
hey,
Yeah.
sweetheart.
yeah, you sound just like him.
If you're a
actually.
lady that sounds like that and you want to
Yeah.
send your picture, where do you send that picture to?
Don't look under the bed podcast at gmail.com.
Do you want me to do it? Do you want me to do it?
Yeah.
Don't look under the bed podcast at gmail.com.
Boom.
You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
He don't do that no more.
I know he's on his own other.
They fired him.
Wouldn't it
Why?
be funny if,
They just said you're done. You're not doing
Hashtag
this.
me too.
wouldn't it
always
be
thought-
funny
No,
if
no,
that
no.
voice
It was
just
before that.
I always thought he looked like the Dos Equis guy.
I thought so,
I always
too.
got them confused.
The most interesting
Wouldn't
man in
it
the
be
world.
wouldn't it be great if they used that voice for like just random shit like you don't have to be lonely at farmersonly.com.
What if they used it for like
City folk just don't
remember, like, the old
understand.
movie trailers where it was like in a world?
Yeah.
What if they use that?
In a world
In a world
Like on Tropic Thunder, the trailers at the
coming
beginning.
this summer.
coming this fall.
Again.
You thought it was over, but it is not.
Who left the fridge open?
Coming this summer, Q-tips. We need them at our house. I need a Q-tip. Actually, I keep forgetting
There's
to buy
some
some.
in the closet upstairs.
I'm gonna have to go get
Help
some.
yourself.
Right up here in the closet.
You wanna-
Please don't put them back
you
when
wanna
you're done.
wet
Go
willy?
ahead and pitch them.
That's like if they did like if they took like villains from superhero comic books or movies or whatever, and they replaced them with different actors, kind of like they did on SNL, like they did Walter Matthau for Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I just got a great idea.
What?
I'm gonna make little lollipops for Dan. I don't use Q-tips. I'm gonna put little candy
Gross,
bars.
dude.
Oh, that's
That's
disgusting.
fucked up. Why would you do that to me?
Vance.
What did I do to you? Let's get down. No. We're
Brass
getting down to
tacks.
the brass
Brass
tacks.
tacks.
What did I do to you?
If there are two things that I don't like, it's other people's earwax and other people's snots and boogers.
Why are
That's
they
three things.
near you?
Yeah, well, they come out of the same nose. No, seriously, my ex one night was like digging in her ear.
Oh.
She's digging in her ear. She's like, God, my ear is driving me nuts. And she scoops out this lump of earwax. It's
called
like
a
the
tater.
size of her thumb.
It's called a tater.
And she was like, look at this. And I was like, what?
And then you kissed her.
Tastes
No,
like chicken.
I don't even think I slept in the same bed with her.
Have you
that
seen
night.
that?
I think I slept
That's
with
why
her.
they're
Like,
exes.
I was like,
Have you seen
whoa.
that ear cleaner that's like a fucking drill auger?
Yeah.
And they pull out
Some shit.
shit from the seventh circle of
Is that
hell.
safe?
There is, well, it depends. If it goes to the eardrum, you can damn.
Yeah.
Your
Hey.
tympanic membrane.
Have you ever used those ear candles?
Yeah, I've used one.
Do you like it?
No.
This guy I knew, Elliot, used one. He was like,
No, absolutely
when you
not.
talk, it sounds like I'm tripping because it's all echoey.
It is.
So I'm like, Elliot.
I like in Shrek when he pulls his earwax out and puts it on the table and lights it.
Who?
Shrek.
Shrek.
Oh yeah.
There was no fuse. He just lights it. A wick.
Those were good movies.
Those are great.
love Shrek.
You know, I never saw the third one.
I
I just seen
didn't
the
They
first two.
they made too many, but they were all still good. So whatever.
Yeah, those were good movies.
The whole Dunlap song, "Shine your shoes, wipe your face."
Face.
My friend Audra and I, when that movie came out, she worked at the store across the mall from me, and we would yell that to each other across the mall. And then this other guy would yell, "Get over here," from Mortal Kombat, like really loud.
Why? Get over
Oh,
here.
2000s.
Fatality.
Fatality.
Fight.
It was pretty great.
Oh, did you see they just announced Mortal Kombat 11?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like a couple.
I'm
like
happy.
A week or
Coming
so
to the
ago?
Nintendo Switch,
It's
too.
coming out on the Switch.
It's sweet. It's sweet.
There's Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out at the end of the month.
Oh yeah.
Got my copy reserved.
That's gonna be awesome.
Got
'cause
the
that's-
deluxe version,
this
too.
This is Kingdom Hearts and Disney after, because they haven't made a Kingdom Hearts since they bought Marvel and Star Wars.
Yeah, it's
have
been
they?
a really long time, and they've pushed back this
Yeah.
game for so long.
Well, that's because Disney keeps buying stuff.
Well,
No, because Square Enix kept changing it and like, all right, we're gonna do this now. Now we're gonna add this, which is great.
Disney
but I'm like,
and Google
eh.
are taking
and then
over the
Final
world.
Fantasy 15 came into
Yeah.
play too, and Square Enix did Resident Evil. No, that's Capcom.
Yeah,
Never
say
mind.
hold your horses there.
Oh, pump the brakes,
Well, I'm
kids.
back up. Nelly.
Whoa, Nelly.
Well, should we get in this topic? Because I don't know what's in here.
cat
So,
is tearing up this table.
Addie Collin is a precious angel gem, and she is your namesake. So you be nice to this
Well,
baby.
when she chews through a cord and lectures.
That doesn't chew through the
Uh-oh,
cord.
Addie, here comes
Why do you say it like that?
I say it like that too. That's
I know.
funny.
You're welcome.
I'm like, Tanner Bry when he comes up to me. He puts his little rock horns up.
He doesn't have rock horns.
Shut the fuck up, he does too.
It's like such a metal name.
Because he's amazing.
Kinda
Because he's amazing.
like
My name's
if
Tanner
I had a
Bry.
metal band,
No,
that's
it's
what I would
Tanner
name
Bry.
it. is
That's
Tanner
Vance's bear right
you
there.
got two
so.
rocks and one don't float. You hear what I mean?
Oh, we're doing Jason
Fucking
Statham.
love Tanner Bry.
Fucking
Yeah,
love it.
Natalie, Jason
Tanner Bryce.
Statham.
I love Tanner Bry.
She can't do it without getting. She can't laugh.
He's my best friend.
He's my best friend.
Oh, yeah, Tanner Bry. And he's like, yes.
What are you doing, Tommy? No, that's jelly donut.
Well, Tanner Bry, you hungry, buddy?
I think I do a pretty good Jason Statham.
I do too. You can't beat mine.
Actually, I can.
No.
You sound like Jason Statham, like trying to hold in a poop.
I'm growing a tail.
I'm prairie dogging it.
We should probably get on with the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't have an email this week.
We don't, because
So-
the holiday break, we just, there's some in there, and we're really sorry. We will get to you. We promise. Nothing. Don't worry about us. We're fine. Oh, yeah, we'll get to you.
Dan and Natalie just had a brother-sister moment.
Oh,
That's my brother, guys.
hey, that's my sister.
Super! Oh, your siblings. Mama. So cute.
Anyway, Natalie, go ahead and go with our first topic.
Oh, we just have the one topic.
Dan, are you okay?
I'm sorry. Keep going.
It's the black lung. This is one of Daniel and I's favorite subjects, as
Yep.
we've discussed.
'Cause I
Oh,
wanna eat a
and
person.
can we just say that the Green Inferno is on what? Skinamax or Stars or HBO's?
It's not Skinamax, it's Cinemax.
Is it?
No, it's Skinny.
Is it on Cinemax?
Sucks.
It's on one of those channels right now. And we're trying to get his youngest son to watch it because he's scared of his own shadow. We watched.
Really?
Oh God.
He doesn't seem like the
Oh,
type of person
fuck.
that would be.
You wouldn't think. We watched Bird
No,
Box
he
the other
doesn't.
night, and he's covering his eyes.
Bird Box is like a
I
Did
haven't
you-
watched it.
Did you watch
No, we
it?
won't say anything. We
Yeah.
won't, don't,
Okay.
hold on,
Have
hold
you
on.
played the mobile game?
There's
Like,
a
I'm
mobile
playing it
game
right
for
now.
it?
There's
Oh my
nothing there.
god.
Don't spoil it because
Yeah.
it's
I-
too
no,
new
I
still, and
know
Nick
the
hasn't seen
concept.
it.
But I love
It's
how
really
I had
good.
that fucking idea for that movie 5-10 years
Oh,
ago.
yeah.
Is this like
you-
Quiet Place?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's exactly
Okay,
what it is.
well, Dan, the movie's based off a book, so did you
Dan
have
also
the idea?
invented
No, not Bird
electricity.
Box.
It is
Not
a
Bird
book.
Box. Not Bird Box.
Green Inferno?
No, but that would be
What are you
great.
talking about then?
I'm talking about The Quiet Place.
Okay.
I had an
Oh,
idea
we
for
know,
the movie.
we know,
I
you
had
know.
an idea for that movie.
You've
We're
ranted.
I had
talking
an
about
idea.
Bird Box.
Yeah.
It's my movie.
So anyway, we're trying to get him to watch this, and we're like, it's not a horror movie. It's like an action, and but then like, there's a part in Bird Box which was a little tiny bit bloody, and he was like covering his eyes. He's
Really?
like, that's an excessive amount of
does
blood.
that?
Yes.
What about Michael? Does he do that? So he's just cool
He
with
won't.
it? I would have thought it would have been the other way around.
Yeah, Michael will play a horror game and stuff. He don't.
Yeah.
That's cray, my dude.
I would,
and I was like,
I would have
had
flip flopped that in a heartbeat.
Yes. And I was like, you know what? Your sister sat here with us one night and watched a zombie movie, and she was fine. So buck up, wuss puss.
God, I've been watching that shit since
The
I was
same
a
kid
baby.
who plays violent video games. And
He's
he's scared of
violent
blood.
video
Remember when
games.
Mom used to take me to Blockbuster?
Yeah, and he listens to rock and metal music. So
Do you remember when my mom loved me, and then she took me to Blockbuster, and we'd pick out 2
It
movies?
was a small window of time.
She's like, you gotta. It was very. She's like, you gotta pick out one kid movie, and the other 2 can be a horror. And I was like, okay.
I
So I got
obviously wasn't
Ghoulies,
there for
Critters, and I got like the BMX Kid or something like that.
no, Surf Ninjas.
BMX.
I love Surf Ninjas.
Oh yeah,
My
all
burps
right.
taste like Burger King.
that's because you just had some Burger King.
God damn, it was
Not a
good.
sponsor, but they
Burger
could
King
be.
Sounds good.
It was pretty
I'm
good.
You know what else
Drinking-
sounds good? Wendy's.
Wendy's.
'Cause
I'm
we
drinking
love them square patties.
Zipline India Pale Ale this evening, and it's fucking delicious.
I've never heard of. I don't drink beer.
Drinking
This
a
is a
Starbucks
microbrew from
Frappuccino?
Lincoln, and I think it's from Lincoln, and it's amazing.
Oh, it's got like a whole booklet.
Yeah, it
with
is Lincoln. No, I folded up the labels.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want anybody to see.
It's got instructions.
Yeah. Open and drink and burp.
It's kind of a boring ass look though.
Oh,
to
it's
it.
so good though.
It's so minimal.
I'm such an IPA snob.
minimalistic.
Zip line?
Yeah. He just doesn't like IPAs, and I'm like the super snobby.
wrong? Okay, so what's an IPA?
It's
That's when
super
I drink
duper
them,
delicious
I pee
hot.
a lot.
No, it's super super hoppy, and it's fucking bangerang.
Oh, okay.
Hoppy to me tastes
What's
skunk.
it stand for?
India Pale Ale.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Easy bartend.
we got
They're
that.
gross.
Now that's over with. All right,
Okay.
let's start.
Okay. Cannibalism.
Eating people.
The Feast of Desires.
Num, 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 num.
Yummy. All right, so let's see. With
Dibs on the
cannibalism,
nipples.
there's some facts that go along with what can happen when you try some human flesh. Eating the brain of another human being can cause kuru, Kuru, a brain disease that is similar to mad cow disease. Those angry
I don't
cows.
believe it. I don't believe it.
Already, we're
I
already
don't- I
on
don't
this
believe
already.
it.
No.
Nope. If you cook it, you can eat it.
If you cook it, they will come. Kuru occurs because our brains contain prions that transmit the disease. Symptoms begin with trembling and end in death, which there's some stories in here, I think. I can't remember what's in here. There might be some stories in here that have that. We'll see. People of Papua New Guinea are known for cannibalism. Up until the late 1950s, they ate bodies of relatives to cleanse their spirits. Thousands of contracted kuru and died. Kuru actually comes from the word for. Oh fuck no. Kuru actually comes from the word of for shaking. But not all of them fell victim to the disease. Over the last 200 years, some 4 have also developed a genetic mutation that protects them from prions that transmit the kuru. The 4 were adapting to cannibalism with natural selection, possibly playing a role in reducing their susceptibility to the disease. Scientists have also been trying to study this further, but in recent decades, cannibalism has been declining, sorry Daniel, amongst the 4 because of changing social mores and laws. If they continue, kuru may be wiped out entirely.
I don't think that you can have a genetic mutation that fast.
Over 200 years?
It takes a long time. I don't believe that.
What if there's other factors involved?
Like what I think it is, they didn't cook it properly, and that's what gave them problems.
I wonder what the temperature safe is for cooking meat. You know, like a meat thermometer, it's like chicken, put it at this degrees, or
I think there's a method for it, and it's got to be like, obviously you can eat pâtés.
I know there is for kidneys. You have to boil the piss out of them.
Oh my God.
Oh, Nick, you loved it.
look up some, because I don't have any of those.
Look up Kuru and then see how much of a fact it is. Because I don't believe
look up the proper temperature of cooking human to see what's the safe temperature.
Time and temperature.
Should I look this up on an incognito tab?
Probably.
No, you can look it up.
What
on
is
a
it?
regular
Control
Proper.
Shift
tab.
P.
Incognito.
Control Shift P or something
Yeah,
like that. Control Alt P.
Mr. Myers, we noticed some.
Control Shift N.
We've noticed some weird search activity. We found what temperature to cook humans
She's
at.
18. Oh, that one.
Right,
He's eating ribs while
right between how to make a
He's
meth, right between how to make a meth lab and amputee porn.
And then
I
there
mean,
was some
so-
My Little Pony stuff on there. We didn't really get into that.
MPT porn's half off
So
right now.
Google's not Google's not having any of this. I typed in proper temperature for human meat, and it immediately jumps to like turkey and chicken.
160 degrees Fahrenheit.
Internal
human, do you
temperature,
think?
so like turkey.
Raised surface temperature is far above 160
If
degrees
you've
Fahrenheit.
eaten a human, you don't have to like let us know who you are, but we want to know what you did. What spices did you put on? Did you have any special homemade
I bet
rubs
garlic
and
tastes
seasoning?
the best with human.
Dude, we got this
Oh,
McCormick's
Lowry's.
hamburger seasoning upstairs. I bet that would taste good on a person's because it is bomb on cheeseburgers.
See, like the way they portray cannibals these days, or you know, in these pictures and stuff like that, they portray them as like bloodthirsty animals. When really, it's just more to me. It's just about a consumption thing. It's like I just want to try it.
I just listened to a book. It's called 1 Second After by William Fortishen or something like that. And it was about, what is it, EMPs? Electromagnetic
Pulses.
And it, like, there was nukes and then, you know, the end of the U.S.
Yeah.
Well, then they were fighting these cannibalistic people and they were making it sound like they were just eating that shit over like cooking it over fires and
Like they did in Game of Thrones with the people from the north.
If you cannibalism is eating other people, right?
Yeah.
What
Well, it's any organism that eats its own self.
So if you cut like your own hand off and ate it, that's cannibalism too.
Technically, yes.
Okay.
Technically, like chewing your fingernails and like swallowing the nail is
I don't do that.
cannibalism.
Technically, just swallowing your spit is cannibalism. If you
Really?
really want to get down to it.
get down to the brass tacks.
What, Vinny?
Nothing.
Well,
What?
here we go. The word cannibalism itself comes from the name that the Spanish gave to the Caribs.
Vance has something.
I'm
to
just
say.
going to ask it, if a girl swallows, is that cannibalism?
I think it would be.
Yes, it is.
It's
you
mass.
scratch-
It's
Am I
mass
the only one of
cannibalism.
us that wondered that?
No, because if
No.
you scratch your nose and you kill more. Okay, so for instance, when people talk about like abortion and stuff like that, a lot of people don't. They misrepresent. They say that abortion is killing the fetus. It's like no. A lot of the time, the abortion is just a blastoise of cells. You actually kill more
Blastoise
cells.
is a Pokemon.
He is. He's the evolved version of Squirtle.
Okay, I'm not gonna.
No, actually, War Turtle.
Squirtle, War Turtle. Blastoise.
You kill more cells by scratching your nose than you do killing quote unquote by terminating a fetus or.
And there went half of our listener base.
Well, no. I'm just saying, but that's like a fact. You have a lot of cells in your body, and you commit murder every day because they're living things.
Murder. Nick's
So you
committing
have
murder
to-
right now.
Yeah,
Ah.
like even touching your hand and rubbing it, like you're killing things just by doing that. That's life. But you also don't think about it every day because you don't see it. Now, if your cells are the size of cows,
Oh.
you know, first off, you wouldn't be
Is that
able to
a fat
see.
joke?
But no, I'm just saying. But like you know,
You kill
more
atoms.
You kill more cells that
Can
way.
you kill atoms?
I think people just should calm the fuck down.
Can you
That's what
kill
I'm saying.
atoms?
What
Yeah,
about,
no,
what about
you can't
Eves?
kill atoms. Huh?
What about Eves?
You can't trust an atom. They make up everything.
Natalie got one dad joke out today, and it's just
Thank you.
cannibal comes from what word?
Caribs, or cannibalism?
Spare ribs.
Spare ribs. That's what Nick was eating when the police came to the door.
Which you guys
The
want?
FBI. I think we got what we needed.
Bag it, tag it, book it.
The Spanish accused the Caribbean tribe of ritualistically eating their enemies, but modern-day scholars have doubted that it actually happened.
Probably not.
Because Caribs, that would be right. Carbs because the Caribbean.
Carbs. You're just looking for carbs.
Carbs were,
Caribes?
well, it's C-A-R...
Carbohydrates.
Caribes.
Nope, just C-A-R-I-B-S. So Caribs. Like Caribbeans.
Caribs.
Pirates
Yeah.
of the Caribs. Were engaged in anti-colonial battle with a host of European powers. Many historians now argue that cannibalism rumors were just a propaganda tactic by the Spanish meant to stir up fears.
Yeah, they did the same thing with other war parties.
They do that all the time with no matter, like lots of, even today, not with cannibalism per se, but other things. On hand, we have some evidence that Caribs use body parts as trophies, so cannibalism is a possibility, especially with the intimidation measure or act of war.
Like Predator.
Fuck yeah. Can you do the Predator noise?
That's the best I could do.
Natalie can do it.
Nope.
Natalie can do it.
I can't?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's pretty good.
thank you. Thanks, I forgot about that noise.
Speaking of Predator, has anybody seen the most recent one?
No.
It's actually not as bad as people say it is. Like,
Uh,
it's not a great movie.
The
by
guy that
any
sits behind me
means.
said he didn't really like
and
it.
Dan.
So bad.
Daniel's like
It was
chomping
so
at the bit
bad.
over there.
Okay,
So
so it's
bad.
not a great movie, but it's entertaining
It
enough
had
to watch.
nothing to do with Predator. It
Oh,
had
really?
nothing to do with Predator. It was the worst. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
There was no Danny Glover.
There was barely any fighting in it.
You know what? It was entertaining to watch.
Oh my
That's all.
god.
I'm not gonna say I would give it 10 out
Dan,
of 10.
sometimes we just like stuff.
Yeah, that's your fucking problem.
It's okay to like a movie that's not massively liked. Like one of my
It doesn't
favorite
have to be
movies-
massively liked.
One of my favorite movies is Dude, Where's My Car?
Okay,
Oh,
I don't have
no.
a big problem with that movie. It's,
I love the American Pie movies.
I don't think. I just don't think they're funny.
I don't
They
either.
are.
I
They're
don't either.
and you know why? You know why though?
American Pie 2 is like the best one.
None are the best one. I didn't like them either.
See,
even the
everybody
ones they
cannot
did,
like
And I,
stuff.
and I
American
was
Pie
a,
Band
like a
Camp,
tween
those were
teen when
good,
those
too.
came
I
out.
loved those.
But we're talking about cannibalism, so now go.
Yeah, let's get back to the good stuff. Anybody
Good.
hungry?
Fucking eat me, Dan.
No, I don't.
Any questions?
David has pumpkins.
We showed that to our sister on Christmas, and
She
loved
didn't
it.
really get it too much, but it doesn't matter. Just we have an excuse.
We
to
found out
watch
that
it.
she listens to us, and we're like, what? And then she was like naming jokes, and we're like, she does listen to us.
Do you guys have another sister?
We have an elder sister.
Her name's Amanda.
I find out more about the Wonder family every day.
Natalie's not a Wonder anymore.
The Wonder Rose.
I left the tribe.
It's just me and Brandon.
She got voted off the island.
Oh, yes, I did.
And according to Mom, it's just Brandon. So
Literally on an island.
Perfect B.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. All right. So in 2013, archaeologists revealed they found evidence of cannibalism in colonial Jamestown. I definitely believe this. An indication of just how desperate early colonial life had been. Specifically, they discovered markings of a skull of a 14-year-old girl that strongly indicated that she was eaten by
Jamestown,
settler.
Jamaica.
No.
it's me.
Oh, Jamaica.
It's me. I
Sorry.
got it. It's me.
Okay, where was it? They found a skull of a 14-year-old girl that strongly indicated that she had been eaten by settlers during the particularly difficult winter of 1609. So I bet she
I
weren't...
agree with.
I
this.
agree, yeah.
I believe that.
It's very, Donner Party.
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't know if I put those...
Donner and Party of One.
Nice. In Germany, from the 1600s to the 1800s, executioners often had a bizarre side job that supplemented their income by selling leftover body parts as medicine.
They did that a lot. That's where organ donors came from, basically.
Oh, okay.
Basically.
Nice. Apothecaries regularly stocked fat, flesh, and bone as well.
Yep, they had to.
Yeah, I would say you would have to for, medicines and studies and...
You know those masks that they wore? With from the plague mask?
Oh, the Italian plague mask.
The
I
plague
love
mask.
those masks. Kane
Those
was that
so
for Halloween.
creepy.
Do you know why they wore them like that? They would keep at the end of the... Excuse me, I am so sorry. At the end of the nose on the nose tip. They were so long because the smell was so bad during the plague. They would put rose petals and
a
flower
nosegay.
Huh?
A nosegay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would put that in. That's why they were so big. That and you could.
It's a real word.
That and they could.
I believe you.
I wasn't being like anti-gay or lesbian. It's an actual
No, I
thing
wasn't.
called.
I
okay.
wasn't. I did.
I just want to make
give
sure
you
that to
look for
listeners,
that
I'm not making
reason.
fun of.
We went way too far into that.
Yeah.
It's a nosegay.
But yeah, that's why they were. So
I
anyway,
knew that I thought it was to stave off. They also wore them because they believed it staved off the disease.
that too.
Yeah. Kane was that for Halloween.
I want to wear one just so somebody wonders how long my nose really is.
Is he Toucan Sam under there, or what's going on?
Like you're the jerk from the movie The Jerk.
Nice. That's a good movie. As described in Kathy Stewart's.
Or no, that's not the jerk.
No, Roxanne.
Roxanne.
Yeah, same guy.
Sorry.
As described in Kathy Stewart's Defiled Trades and Social Outcasts, human fat was sold as a remedy for broken bones, sprains, and arthritis.
And it does nothing.
Usually this human fat was rubbed as a balm, not eaten. However, apothecaries regularly stocked fat flesh and bone, and they are also examples of human skull being ground into fine powder and mixed with liquid to treat epilepsy.
I wonder if that eventually translated into witches putting
In
this
Fight
stuff
Club.
on chairs to make them fly.
Well, this was after that, I
didn't-
believe.
No.
Because I think that was talking about 1600, 1800. So
That
maybe.
that was like 20 episodes ago. Cut me
It
some
was.
slack.
It was more than 20. No, you're
It was
right. 4, 5, and
20-ish.
6.
Yeah.
You're right.
What's going on with your watch, bro?
What's your watch, bro?
It's
It's
a-
very 90s and
a-
very
just a
80s,
watch.
actually. No, the band is like very 80s, very 90s.
Oh, the watch face?
Like you remember the Swatch watches? That's what
Yeah,
it reminds me of.
swatches.
Yeah. All right, so here's some known cases. Let's get into the good stuff. Everybody eating right now?
Yeah.
What y'all eating? If you're a vegan, you might want to cover your ears. All right, Armin Muse, a German man whose name we've heard about a lot during the past few years, posted an ad on the internet. He was seeking a well-built person between the ages of 18 to 30 to be slaughtered and consumed. I'm not saying this name right. Meiwes.
I would say that's probably...
Okay. I was thinking like Jason Mewes, even though I know that's not spelled the same. Mewes stated that around 200 people replied to this ad. After a young man he met changed his mind after a while, Mewes moved on to meet a 41-year-old Bernd Jürgen Brandes. Oh, did I nail that?
I think so.
Nice.
You know what? You might actually be pronouncing Muse wrong because I think
Meis?
EIW in German I
Meis.
think is like a V.
Mives? Mewes. Shit.
Because Auf Wiedersehen
Auf Wiedersehen.
is spelled with an EIW.
That's what
and
Heidi Klum would say to
it's
people
'cause
as
it's
she
spelled
told them
like
to leave Project Runway.
Auf Wiedersehen is how it's spelled. Whatever.
So he got a volunteer named Bernd Jürgen Brands, who volunteered. He was 41 years old. These two men got together on March 9th, 2001. First, they banged it out. Later, Mewes cut Brandis' penis off, which they ate together.
Penis.
I don't like to say the other word.
Penis.
Shut up. They initially tried to consume the penis raw, but it was too
Penis.
rubbery. So Mewes then decided to fry it with butter and garlic, but he ended up burning it.
Wait, so he cut off Burns'
Yeah.
penis
Mhm.
and they both tried to eat it?
Yes.
Why?
Because that's what that guy volunteered for. But
Yeah.
it gets worse.
And you know what? It's consensual. I allow it.
It gets worse.
Let
so
him do it.
after 10 hours, Brandis
people are weird.
bled out and died. And
Duh.
Mewes decided... Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me. After waiting for 10 hours for Brandis to bleed out and die, Mewes went ahead and said, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and kill you. So he hung the body on the meat hook and started carving off meat. Mewes ate 18 kilos of Brandis's meat during the next 10 months. And he said later in interviews that he used salt, black pepper, and garlic to cook the meat. He wasn't
Dan,
very
you're right.
innovative with the spices.
Told you. Garlic.
According to Mewes, human flesh
I
tasted
put
like...
that shit on everything.
hot sauce. Human flesh tastes like pork, but with a little bit stronger bitter flavor. Mewes insisted that Brandis' death was not murder, but rather an assisted suicide, as Brandis chose to kill himself. He was eventually given 8.5 years in prison, but after losing the appeal, he was sentenced to life in prison. By the way, he's a vegetarian now. As the world turns.
I don't think he should have gotten any time in prison.
I think that, I don't know, maybe you should have got like a notary form or something. Like make an official document.
He should
he
went to the
probably
fucking
should have had
puzzle
him-
factory.
He may have needed to
Yeah.
go to the fucking psych ward for an evaluation, but I don't think he should have served any time. That was a consensual thing.
I
But
agree.
did he have proper documentation to confirm that
It
was
didn't say
consensual?
that, so I think that's why he probably lost his appeal because he didn't
that's
have
probably why
it.
he lost the appeal.
Because
if-
I could kill you.
I remember hearing
if
about
and
this
say,
case.
"Oh, he said
yeah, if
do it."
Brands had gotten like a contract written by a lawyer and signed it and like put his fingerprint on it or whatever,
If you like
then,
it, you should
yeah,
have put your fingerprint on
Muse
it.
probably wouldn't have served any prison time because it would have said, "Yeah, he volunteered for this. Here's a contract with a signature."
And I also think
his
it might
fingerprint."
depend
Like,
on the judge because you might get somebody that's like,
and
okay, I can
probably
understand
also depends
that.
on German law too.
Yeah.
I mean, laws are different in every country, but
Yeah.
still.
It ain't
I
right.
mean, I'm
ain't
in
right.
agreement with Dan. If he volunteered for it,
Yeah.
then Muse shouldn't serve
That's
any
science.
prison time.
That's just science
But
to me. At that
Did
Try
point,
he
Science.
volunteer?
Is it science or is
did-
it culinary school?
Did Muse do his
Cooking,
due
mama.
diligence and get the correct paperwork?
So, I always think about this. Like, picture this scenario. This guy lives pretty modestly, maybe in a little apartment with his wife, and they fight a lot. He catches her cheating on him or whatever, and he works in a packing house. Like, I just see where this could happen. So he kills her. Well, he's got to get rid of her. So who's to say he doesn't cut her up and bring her to work a piece at a time and throw her in the grinder? Nobody would ever know.
No.
And we would have all eaten people.
We probably have at some point
Yeah.
or another.
I
Oh,
would-
yeah,
we
you know,
all eat meat.
somebody loses a finger or something when they're fucking working
Yeah,
in
and
the
we all
packing
hear
house.
those horror
Finger
stories
butt
of people
sausage.
finding like fingernails in their food, or like I think there was
the
what
thumb
was
in the
it?
Coke.
There was like
A penis.
this was several years ago,
Thank
but
you.
someone found a nipple in like one of their Arby's sandwiches. I'm not joking. That was an actual
We got
news
the
story.
meat.
Yeah,
We
they
have the
literally
meats.
had the meats.
If my Arby's sandwich comes with a nipple, I'm going to try and milk it.
Is this where the barbecue sauce comes out? Is this horsey sauce?
That's gross.
horsey sauce. All right, let's move on to Mmmmm Nelson.
Oh, mama.
That's the Mmmmm.
Oh my.
She was born in Egypt.
I thought that said Omaha at first.
Omaha Nelson. Nope. She migrated to the U.S. with the hopes of becoming a model. She met 56-year-old William Nelson in 1991. The couple got married after 2 months, and they weren't happy in their marriage. And Mmmmm accused her husband of beating and raping her. It was only after 3 weeks after they got married that Mmmmm snapped and killed her husband. She decided she was going to go ahead and eat him to destroy the evidence.
Smart.
Yeah. What are you going to do with the bones, though?
Exactly. What are you going to do with the bones?
Chew them. Make
That's what you get dogs for.
Yeah. She divided her husband's body into 3 pieces. She first boiled his hands and head and then cooked the ribs and ate them with barbecue sauce, just like Nick did. When she asked a friend to help dispose of the body, she got caught and she was given a life sentence.
Good. See, that's
Good.
different.
Yeah,
This all reminds me of Santa Clarita Diet. Trying to get rid of the bodies. Good show. New
Haven't
season
watched
comes
it
out
yet.
in 2019. It's phenomenal. All right, Shaw Cross. Let's see. Did he have a
Arthur Shawcross.
Yeah. That was on the other page. Sorry. Arthur Shawcross. Shawcross killed a young boy and girl in Watertown, New York in 1972. He was sentenced to 15 years in prison, but wasn't enough to rehabilitate him. Ooh. He
15 years?
Yeah, no, it's the 70s.
Shout out, the craziest chick I ever dated in my entire life lived in Watertown.
Okay.
Maybe they're relatives.
I
Awesome.
mean,
15
this chick
years
was
for
nuttier
killing,
than a rat turd in a pistachio
kids.
factory.
Dun, dun. Nuttier than a shithouse rat. But it wasn't enough to rehabilitate him. Obviously, 15 years wouldn't be.
No.
He then went on to kill prostitutes around his neighborhood, and he took 11 lives before police got him. After he was captured, he explained what he did to the people he killed and confessed to eating their flesh. He said that he had tried human flesh during the war in Vietnam, and that he had eaten a young boy's heart and genitals of 4 prostitutes after he got back to the U.S. This confession couldn't be confirmed because the bodies were already decayed. According to his testimony, though, human flesh tastes like the burnt part of a pork roast. I love cannibalism. It is so much fun.
I was just gonna say, it's kind of depressing now.
Yeah, it kind of ruined it for me. I shouldn't have done this. Now it's ruined. Oh. Oh my God. Let's see here.
Alexander Selvik Wengskjold.
Alexander Selvik Winchell, a Norwegian student. Hey, Norwegian listeners, we know you're out there. I seen you on the map. The 21-year-old Norwegian art student had to have his hip operated because of a hereditary disease back in 2010. He convinced a doctor to give him his femur once it was taken out, which you do. Wingshell was still undecided about what to do with the bone, but he wanted to somehow find a way to use it in an art project, which I was like, yeah, I can see an artist doing that, like using all...
With someone else's bones, maybe? Or like an animal bone?
No, I can see them doing it with their bone, because it's personal. They would hate their project, I'm sure, when they were done.
First off, what shady doctor did he go to? He was like, yeah, I'll give you your
Doctor-
femur
Well,
after
this
the
Dr.
isn't-
Nick from The Simpsons.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some here if you pay him the right amount of money.
Dr. Spachemin.
Yeah.
Dr. Spaceman.
I'm sure that he slid some money under the table or something, because I can see that happening here on U.S. soil.
Dr. Leo
Those
Spaceman.
darn Norwegians, except our listeners, which we love.
We love them. Actually, I want to go to Norway so fucking bad.
I do too. I want to go to Oslo.
After getting back home, he started to boil the bone in a pot and scraped off some of the remaining flesh. Thinking that this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, he decided to eat it. Well, he found his own flesh pretty darn delicious. He went on to prepare a dish using the rest of the flesh and that was left on the bone. He roasted the meat with some potatoes in the oven, and he opened himself a bottle of wine.
So the doctor gave him his femur back
did.
with meat still on it? Like, they didn't, like...
I would assume there's probably some. There was
That's
some
weird.
attachment.
That's just weird.
Like I
Like,
said, he probably paid
It's
him
like
or he knew the doctor. I
going
don't
to
know.
a hospital to get an operation and then asking for, like, a ribeye when you're done.
Ribeye. According to Wang Shul, his hip tasted like wild sheep. Now, I haven't heard that one before. Wild sheep, just chicken and pork and such. We got time for a few more. We're coming back from break, so we can go a little bit over. Not too many. Peter Bryan, the story of Peter Bryan started when he got fired from a store that he was working at for stealing. Bryan, first of all, beat the 20-year-old daughter of the owners to death with the hammer.
Jeez.
So he's a fucking prince. Then he pussied out and tried to commit suicide for his crimes by jumping off the balcony. So if you did something like that, own up to that shit. After this incident, it was decided that he was mentally unstable and he was put in a maximum security asylum in 1993. He, having, quote, completed his treatment, unquote, he was released from the hospital after 9 months.
9 months?
9 months.
Really?
Yep. That same night, he went to a flat of a 43-year-old man named Brian Cherry, beat this man again with the hammer, and cut his arms and one leg with the help of a saw and some knives. When the police showed up, they found the brain of the victim in a pan on the stove. When questioned, Brian confessed to frying the man's brain with margarine and eating it, adding that it tasted quite good. He also said that he had eaten a part of Cherry's arms and legs and that it tasted just like chicken. Brian, who was obviously arrested, was put back in the asylum, but he killed one of the patients in there later on. And then he also said that he wanted to eat that person but didn't have enough time to cook his victim. There's something wrong with that guy.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
I feel bad he didn't get to complete his meal. Like, hey, now he went to Hungary and that's why he had to kill someone else. Yeah, that's not okay. So we go on to Jose Luis Calva, probably one of Nick's relatives. On entering his home, they discovered Calva eating human meat seasoned with lemon. Oh, now that's a different take.
that's from the Mario Batali book.
Yeah. Is that guy that says Bam?
No, that's Emerald
Oh.
Lagasse.
Does Mario Batali have a saying?
Could you eat
Molto
a person?
belle.
Could I?
Yeah.
I mean, desperate times call for desperate measures.
What if it wasn't desperate times? Like, what if, like, the Olive Garden was closed and you're like, well, I guess I gotta go home and eat some meat. No breadsticks
I don't
tonight.
think I could.
If somebody
If
willing,
it was like post-apocalypse and like that's your only option, or like a situation like the Dahmer party or like Lord of the Flies or something like that, then
So if somebody
maybe.
willingly came to you and was like, "Hey, try some of my meat."
First off, I would ask them in what context.
They're talking about yes, I
No,
understand.
first off, you're like, I need you to step back.
No, but they're like,
Get out of my bubble.
they're like, if I chop off a part of my leg for you to eat, you wouldn't be like, okay.
I did it all
No, I
for
wouldn't.
you. I
Because that just
can't say I wouldn't.
It kind of grosses
I'm not a
me
big
out.
meat fan though, but I would. Yeah, I'd do it. Fuck it.
You wouldn't do it, Vinny?
Fuck no.
Why not?
If you were, all right, in either scenario, you wouldn't do it. Apocalypse, post-apocalypse, or just walking down the
I
street.
can't say that, like, if I was so desperate that I knew I was going to die, if I didn't take, like, a few bites of this meat, I wouldn't try and choke it down, because I don't know. Like, I'd like to think
What if it's really
that I would
good?
starve to death first. But
Okay, like in the movie Alive, where they got trapped on the mountain.
I'd probably off myself before that happened.
So you'd be the volunteer.
Yeah.
Why?
I'd hide and do it somewhere where they couldn't eat me.
No, they'd find you.
Found him.
If they're hungry enough, they're gonna sniff you out. I don't.
He's over here.
I don't know, Daniel. I know you would.
There's only one circumstance of which I would do it. Somebody willingly would let me do that. Because I got to know where it comes from. Because if it comes
That's
from
what his parole officer tells him to say, folks.
fuck off. If they just said, "Oh, I have some human meat," I'd be like, "I don't know if that person was murdered or not,"
Yeah.
and I would never do that. So it'd have to be like they'd have to perform the operation right in front of me, and I'd have to see it come off their body onto the plate.
What part would you eat?
Leg.
Because it looks like a chicken leg.
Because it looks like a leg. Well, it has the most muscle tissue.
No man.
So I would do leg.
Yeah.
Dan would eat the taint.
That's not a what?
That's so gross. Ew.
No.
And why are you shaking your head yes while you're saying no?
No.
Oh man. Okay. A couple more here and then we'll wrap this turd up. So,
He'd wrap the taint in an armpit.
oh yeah,
Gross.
this guy was eating that meat seasoned with lemon. Oh yeah, this is the one we were on.
Lemon.
Fuck, let's start over on this guy. Jose Luis Calva. On entering his home, they discovered Luis Calva eating meat seasoned with lemon. Oh, that's what started that. Calva tried to escape through the window, but the police captured him. A search found that a mutilated body of his girlfriend, human flesh, was in the fridge. Yet more in the frying pan, and human bones in cereal boxes. Is that like the prize?
Pour me a bowl of those bonios.
Bonios.
I need some milk. These are getting.
Oh.
They don't
Got the extra crunch bonies.
Oh,
They don't get
gross.
soggy like Captain Crunch. The police found a book of cannibalism and a picture of Hannibal Lecter as portrayed by Sir Anthony Hopkins in the 1991 thriller The Silence of the Lambs. Calvo was charged with 2 murders. He was found guilty and sentenced to 84 years in prison. On December 7th, Calvo was found hanging by his belt from the roof of his prison cell.
Like, did he put it around his neck or did he just hang himself from his belt?
Whee! He was swinging. He was doing like trapeze
Like it's still on
artist.
his waist. Like,
He's doing trapeze artist stuff. All right, last one. Oh God.
Issei Segawa.
Yeah, Issei.
Oh, I know this one.
Yep, I've heard of this one too. Issei Sagawa. This is probably one of the most known ones. That's why I saved it for last. Sagawa met a woman from Netherlands whose name was Renee Harteveld. Does that sound right? Harteveld. While he was studying in Paris. On June 11th, 1981, while Harteveld was visiting Sagawa in his apartment, he shot her in the back. And after she died, Sagawa spent the next 2 days cooking and eating various parts of her body. According to the confession, he first ate the meat off her buttocks raw, and then he fried the rest of her butt in a frying pan, adding salt. He described that his favorite, or that part of the flavorless, or part of it was flavorless and odorless.
that really burns my ass.
Bust my chaps. He also baked parts of Harteveld's breasts, but he did not like it because it was too greasy. Greasy. While he was trying to dispose of the body, the rest of the 3 Oh, shoot. While he was trying to dispose of the rest of the body, 3 days after the incident, he got caught. He was declared insane and put in an asylum. In 1985, he was sent back to his home country, Japan. After interrogations in Japan, he was declared sane. The French authorities rejected the sharing of the evidence with the Japanese Sagawa, who couldn't be put in prison or an asylum. He became a free man. After his release, he wrote a book and became really famous in Japan.
This dude got super lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of an asshole though. I would have fucking executed his ass.
Yeah, he was she was trying to help him. If I remember the story correctly, like in its entirety, they were in school together and he was like kind of a loner, and this girl was like really pretty and she was popular, but she wanted to help him because, you know, the difference in the language and such. She wanted to help him like kind of fit in, so she's like, I'll help you study, you know, blah blah blah. And she was like super super nice to him and just an all around like really nice girl, and he fucking ate her.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
So the moral of the story is be a dick to everyone.
Yeah.
And that is Cannibalism Part 1. We'll have another part because there's oodles and more fun stories.
Well,
Watch your Green Inferno.
Watch your Green Inferno.
Let me apologize to everybody for all the coughing and hacking that
Yeah,
I've been doing.
Vinny is still on his black lung deathbed. And we're working on it.
And if you want to complain to us, Vinny, how do they get a hold of us?
Hey!
If you want to complain, you don't. No, you can send us a Facebook message. Don't Look Under the Bed podcast. Email us. Don't Look Under the Bed at podcast@gmail.com. Go to our website. Don'tLookUnderTheBed.net. Click contact us. If you like what we're doing here, regardless of my voice, and you want to help support it, we have a Patreon. It's just Patreon/DLUTB. Also, our email is the way that you'd send PayPal donations as well.
All right. And thanks again, Allie, for the cannibalism stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a fun treat with everybody today, and hopefully you guys are good after the holiday break, and you missed us. So
Yeah.
hopefully we'll have some more
We're
some
back.
more for
We
you.
missed you too.
Shout out to our listeners. Thanks again for listening.
I really did miss doing this.
I did too.
I did too. It was a good break. I mean, we needed it. Family, friends, and all the 900 things we had to do for Christmas.
And
I know.
Funyuns.
I know. I was busy like every night. Like
Family, friends, and Funyuns.
I love Funyuns. Oh my god.
I don't
want
like
them.
Funyuns.
Oh, I
Fla-
do.
You know what's funny?
Flamin' hot-
I can't
flamin'
stand
hot
onions.
Funyuns.
Yes.
Flamin' hot
Yes.
Funyuns are the shit.
I cannot stand onions, but you put a bag of Funyuns in front of me, and we're
Yes,
playing
I'm
disappearing.
the same way.
Well, that's been the Don't Look Under the Bed podcast.
It has.
Podcast for everything comedy horror. Once again, my name is Dan Wonder. Next to me is
Natalie Rose.
next to her is
Vinny Rose.
next to me again is
The fun and informative Nicholas Myers.
Ooh,
I just had to get that in there.
I like
we
it.
hadn't said it.
I like it.
But,
thanks.
if you guys were listening to us before the break and you jump back on, thank you.
Yeah.
And Happy New
appreciate
Year.
it.
Happy New Year. Yes.
Bang.
Bye.
Bye. Nick's an old man now.